Good morning, happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm just going to do a quick London session pre-market analysis. It's 8 a.m. Actually, it's 8:57 a.m. Kenyan time. So the London session begins in the next 1 hour, 1 hour, 3 minutes at 10 a.m. But I want to do a quick pre-market analysis. I mean, obviously I do this every day anyway, but I usually don't like do a live pre-analysis. So I'm just gonna do that right now. So yes, so you all know that I trade gold US30, or rather I analyze gold US30, Euro JPY, Euro AUD, Euro CAD, and GBP JPY and GBP USD. So those are the 7 pairs I'm going to be looking at very quickly. I'm hoping to keep this short and sweet because I don't want to miss my entries in the London session. Because you all know that I have a Telegram channel where I actually share trade ideas. So it's important that I do this as quickly as possible. But hopefully you guys will find this useful in your own analysis later in the day, because obviously we do have the New York session coming up later. And obviously the London session is on for a couple of hours. So hopefully by the time I upload this, you guys will be good to go. So, and yes, if this is your first time on my channel, thank you. Please like and subscribe. All right, so we are on gold, guys. I just want to look at the daily to reconfirm my bias for gold. So I've been bullish on gold, and I still am. We may see, I mean, we have seen some pullback. We saw that yesterday, but then, that was something happened with the dollar index, and it just, climbed pretty much. But then, I mean, for me, I was still bullish, and at least we woke up with the market back up, and I feel like today we're still going to continue the bullish trend. So that's what I'm gunning for. So let me just look at it again from the lower time frame perspective. So when I'm looking at, so let me just get rid of this. This is a trade from yesterday that you guys can see went pretty well. We bagged about 100 and also in this trade overnight, about 89 pips. But technically yesterday we did well with gold. We did about 107 pips on gold yesterday on the sell limit I gave during the New York session. That's my alarm telling me it's time to look at the charts. Yeah, so right now, like I said, guys, I am still bullish on gold. I am seeing, if you guys look at this level here, I'm seeing gold needs to take out these levels. Okay, so that's why I'm still seeing a continuation of this uptrend. And I'm actually anticipating it to break this high. So we're about how many pips to be high? We're about, let's say, 45 pips. So yes, I'm seeing us pushing up for about 45 pips. Then we may see some consolidation, some possibly rejection, but I'm anticipating we may get to the 1800 levels later today, either during the London or the New York. Okay, so that's gold. There's US30. As for US30, we dropped yesterday. So I just want to look at it from the, let me first, I like to mark out my charts. So yeah, I like to know when the New York session is. So the market opened, just like to mark my day so I know which day I'm on. So technically yesterday, As you can see, US30 rallied downwards and then began to push up, retested, continued up, and then now we've kind of gotten to a previous level of structure, and that's why you're beginning to see a bit of rejection here. But I want to look at the daily. Let me look at the daily. It really tends to help me see things a bit better. So, okay, let me just lower this. I don't want to delete it as yet. Actually, I can, sorry. That's what I meant. Yeah, so you can clearly see what happened, okay? What's been happening rather with US30. So it dropped yesterday, okay? And then it's now beginning to push back up. So when it dropped here, it created some interesting, it took out some liquidity below here. So I still feel we have room to push up, okay? So right now, unless something happens in the London session, I'm still expecting us to actually push up to our Monday high. But we do have lower levels of liquidity here that are interesting levels that we need to look at in case things change in the London session. I believe towards the end of the week, after we've pushed up somewhat, we will begin to push back down to just, there's a lot of liquidity below here. So that's really my take on US30. And hence, same drill today. I am definitely, sorry, my chart is looking, or is not looking. So what we see has happened here is, this is a 5 minutes, okay? We are seeing an interesting level up here, okay? And we are seeing a bit of a rejection, but this is more like just, again, taking out previous levels of liquidity. So I feel like this is just an interesting, it's 9 o'clock. So I'm not surprised that there's a sudden move happening right now, just before the London Open. This is common. So, we'll wait and see what happens, but I still want to see us break this high, above this high, and possibly push to the 35,395 level, okay? But let's see, this is the 9 a.m. candle that has just opened up. So I'm also bullish on US30 for at least today. We may see some change maybe later in but right now, despite this candle here, I'm still bullish. So let me look at GBP, USD. Okay, so 9 a.m. candle, we can see has opened up. And so we are seeing technically, let me just knock this out a bit better. So literally what has happened is, we seem to be attacking the lows of GU and GU. Okay, which has been bearish. Okay, so we seem to still be pushing lower. And that's possibly what is also happening with US30. And we may get to this level of 1.36693. We may see a drop to that zone. Okay, why? Because there's liquidity at that level and even lower. So about 80 pips, maybe 60, 80 pips bearish move to the downside, and even possibly more to the low of the previous or on the daily low. Okay. Excuse my voice, guys. It's early in the morning. It's freezing cold in Nairobi. So we are still a bit, our voice is still waking up. So yes, I'm bearish on GU, but I feel like once we get to this level of structure, like I said, about 70, 60 pips away, I'll wait to see how things pan out, because we could just grab liquidity and continue to the Monday high. But right now, today possibly pushing lower. Let's be on the lookout for that. If I look at the lower time frame, the 5 minute, which I like to just look at because I'm trying to look at the entries. This is a 9 a.m. candle. So you see, so we've been bearish. So we could actually just continue lower. But I will be looking for buys on this pair. We definitely have been pushing lower and lower and lower and lower. So I'm just gonna wait and see what happens, excuse me, during the London session. But at some point later in this week, I think we'll start pushing up. So we may continue to push lower. But we are at a very key level of structure. We've grabbed a bit of liquidity here. But I'm still feeling like we push lower. GBP, JPY. So, you know, generally US30, GBP, JPY, I mean, GU look like they're going to push lower. So does, so is GJ looking. Guys, ignore my messy charts. They're messy. They are messy. I know they are messy. So this is, so we have our low here, our daily low. Okay. But let me look at the daily chart. So on the daily, we can see that GJ dropped and formed a low. Okay. Now forming an interesting level of structure. I still feel like we are bearish, like there's a lot of liquidity down here. So I feel like we are going to try and grab that liquidity before we push up, okay? So that's my take on GJ. Then we have Euro JPY. I don't want to take too long on this, guys, because I really actually want to now focus on the entries for the London. So when it comes to Euro JPY, which is where we are at now, we are at a previous level of structure, a very important previous level of structure, okay? And right now, I feel like we may, this is a pretty, this is actually, we crossed below the Monday low. We've now created a lower low and gotten to a previous level of structure that was formed a couple of months ago. So whether we break this or not, I'm not really seeing that happening. We may try to push lower, but I'm beginning to see, like, we may see, like, you know, some pivots happening here and we start beginning to push towards the Monday high. But let's see, let me look at the lower time frame. The lower time frame. So on the lower time frame, like you can see these equal highs here. We kind of did some consolidation here, some accumulation here, and then we pushed up. I feel like this is just a retest, and then we will continue to push up. Okay, when I look at it, I feel like we have some levels up here. Okay, some key levels up here that need to be retested. So I feel like, you know, we're going to begin to see a push up. So let me look at Euro AUD. I don't know, Euro AUD is kind of giving me interesting vibes. Interesting vibes. Guys, I hope my analysis videos give you guys value. I really do hope they do. Euro AUD has been bullish. I feel like we need to break up. I think there's an interesting level up here that we need to get to. The trend is still up as far as I'm concerned. Wait a minute. This is on the daily. Right now, we are in an interesting zone. Yeah, I'm bullish on Euro AUD. Generally, guys, I don't know, the markets are really looking bullish, but we are kind of on the high of the day, nearing the high of the day. So I would be interested to see what happens. We may push lower during this London market, okay, because yeah, we may, because we are literally at a level of liquidity, so we may push lower. So once that happens, I think we then will begin to push up. So that's my initial, move on Euro AUD. Then we have Euro CAD, which is one of my favorite currency pairs. We are on the low of the day. We are approaching the Monday low. Okay. But let me look at the daily. Yeah, so we're pushing lower. We're pushing towards the low of the daily. And you can see we've been scaling lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So we may be attempting to actually make we might even break the low of the Monday low. So yeah, we may get to the low on the daily. It's about 100 pips away. So, bearish open with the London, I believe. And then once we get to the Monday low, we can then begin to figure out, okay, are we still going to push lower, or will this be a strong resistance? So basically, guys, that's it. Okay, I hope this short analysis is helpful, and let's see how the markets turn out. See you soon, guys. Bye.